Today we're going to discuss a review of our negotiable instrument from section 1 until section 1115. Okay, as is a review, we go now to section 1. We're talking about section 1 is very important. It says, what is the form of negotiable instrument? As I said, it must be in writing and signed by the maker or the drawer. So, it must be in writing. It must be like this. A promissory note. And there is the debtor, who is the maker, or who is the issuer, or the obligor in the promissory note. Okay? So, it must be in writing. Why it should be in writing? So, you can decipher, you can see who is the drawer. The drawer is here. The date is here. The amount, the date is here rather. I can see, I cannot see because it's at the back of the, then this is the promissory note, okay? So signed should be in writing. Okay. This is a promissory note. While this one is a check. This is an example of a bill of exchange. Also, there's a date, there's the amount, there's the figure, and it's in written words. And this is written in, there's a signature here. And there's the name of the payee, which is Roy Ang. So that's a promissory note. This is a bill of exchange and a promissory note. So as I have said in section 1, state that it must be in writing. It must be in writing. It must be payable in demand or at a fixed determinable time. Payable the order and addressed to the drawee. If we are talking about the drawee, we're talking about a bill of exchange. See? This is the drawer, the one who draws the check. This is the payee, Roy Ang, and Land Bank is the drawee bank. The drawee bank is the one instructed by the drawer to pay the payee under his account. His account is under here. Cannot see clearly, okay? So that's it. This is a bill of exchange. If we're talking about drawee, it is a bill of exchange. Now, as I had said earlier, going back to history, this promissory note or the negotiable instrument or bill of exchange was designed or invented during the medieval time, during the mercantile, the merchants wherein the traders were trading supplies from spices from Africa or Asia, then they bought textile from China, and they had a problem. How could they move this big amount of trade or supplies from one continent to the other without bringing lots of money? So what they did is they invented or they devised this promissory note. All these regulations here, all this is a guidance for them. Like for example, they were stating that it should be a certain amount of money. Okay. given to give you an example. Let's say a trader of coffee wanted to trade his coffee with textile. So they're having a hard time trying to exchange, like say for example, I have 10 sacks of coffee to your 3 bundles of textile. So what they did, they put an amount, a monetary value of their supplies. So it should be certain. So there would be no ambiguity, there's no doubt of the amount because it was assessed in money. Okay? So that's the what is stated in section 1, that it should be in certain amount of money, some certain in money, because it is very quantifiable rather than 10 sacks of coffee is equivalent to 3 bundles of textile. How about if it's the coffee is if the sack is not full? So it is very difficult to quantify rather than if they assess it in money, easier. Okay? What they did is say this must be payable in demand. It must be payable in demand because they were trying to put credibility on or trust on their promissory note, on the negotiable paper that they are trading. Because otherwise, all this document would create confusion and it would not be beneficial to the trader or to the merchants, because every now they would issue this promissory note. They would have to prove that it must be payable, it must be some in certain amount of money. So they devise these rules and guidance for them to follow, for everybody to follow. Okay. We are going to discuss first why a negotiable instrument can be negotiated from one person to another rather than assignment. As I have said, this promissory note was considered as money or a substitute of money when they were trading, because they were trading from Africa, and they would just send this paper to the other clients through the boat, and they had some ports, and there are port managers, or what they call that, port managers, wherein they put their supplies on the port, so it can be exchanged just by using this negotiable paper that they have. Okay, going to the important, what are the important features of a negotiable instrument. As I have said, it's negotiability. Why is it important for the negotiability? Because what they devised is that for this paper to be transferred from one person to the other as if it has a life of its own. Once it was issued, it can be transferred from one person to another person, so they can use it for their daily transaction for a very long time. So that's why. Next is accumulation of secondary contracts. It says secondary contracts are picked up and carried along with them, from one person to another in the course of negotiation of negotiable instrument. Okay? So that is the difference, or the important features of a negotiable instrument in difference with the contract used in assignment or transfer. Okay? we go to the who are the persons in the negotiable instrument. As I have said, if we're talking about a check, okay, a check, this is the drawer, the one who issued the check. This is the payee, the one who will receive the payment, and this is the drawee bank. Okay. It says here, acceptor. Who is the acceptor? Acceptor is the bank, or the acceptor bank, when we're talking about a promissory note, wherein the payee, Roy Ang, went to the bank, to his bank, and deposited this check. He is the acceptor. Okay, so there are 4 persons already. We're talking about the drawer, the obligor, the one to pay, and the payee, who will receive the payment, the drawee bank, who will deduct the money from, who will pay the payee by deducting from this account, from the drawer's account, and the acceptor, the one where Roy Ang had deposited this money, the check. That is the acceptor. Okay? We go to a promissory note. Okay. In the promissory note, we're talking about the maker. Here is the maker. For value received, Constancio Dagohoy promised to pay. So this is the one, the obligor, the maker, the one who made the promissory note, payable to Marilo. She is the payee. Okay? The debtor here, Constancio Dagohoy, is the debtor with his signature. Okay? So there's the amount certain, 200,000. Okay? There's the date of issue. The date of issue. This is the amount. And this is the place of issue. Calbayog City. So, actually, promissory note is very easy to understand if we can see the actual promissory note, rather than reading all these sections, very redundant sections from 1 to 1115.